All right, so I was told I'm not allowed to do the floating head anymore. Um, Apparently, my other videos is just my head. Oh well. So we've lowered the camera and we'll go from there. So this video, I kind of want to go through some of the hardest days I've had since being diagnosed. And when I think of hard days, there's three that come to mind. And they were hard for different reasons. And I'll get into each one of those. And yeah. So when I think of the hardest days, you would imagine being diagnosed would be one of the hardest, and it was. I mean, it sucked. I mean, you're you're being told, "Hey, you're dying. You're not going to be here." At the time, all the knowledge we have is 2 to 5 years, right? And when you're experiencing symptoms for uh, a couple years before you get diagnosed, you're already at year 2, year 3. You're looking at that and your time's about up, and so that was hard. Um, but thinking of the harder, thinking back, there were harder days, right? Um, we had a we felt it was important to let our girls know, and it wasn't that we just came out and was like, "Hey, Dad's dying. Uh, Good luck with it." The way we broke it down, so I had asked my family, so my siblings, my parents, uh, Carissa's family, her parents, her siblings. I asked them to come over, kind of just as a support group, so we knew what we were going to do for each other. And so with that, we knew there was going to be some emotions, and the girls were going to be curious what was going on. And so we sat them down here in our office, and the way we felt was appropriate was, Dad is sick. We told them that I was sick, and um, and this sickness is Dad's gonna get really weak. He's not gonna be able to do things that um, he once was able to, and he's not gonna be here as long as we want him to be. It's kind of how we broke it down to our girls. Our older two, I think, kind of grasped it, not fully. Oakley, being 3 at the time, all she was doing was, haha, Dad's crying. I'm like, oh, you're, bless your heart, little brat. Um, but it's fine. But when I think about the hardest days, the harder of the days didn't come until a few days later. And I, when you're faced with this and being told, hey, you're dying, a lot of things start running through your head, such as, you know, am I leaving my family in the right position? Do they have everything they need? Um, Financially, are they okay? And I mean, what memories do I need to make with them? What memories have I made with them? And that's kind of where my mind went to. Or am I doing enough for them? And I mean, this was, I want to say, a day or two later after being diagnosed. And the girls were in bed, and I'm like, I need to get out. I need to go on a walk. I need to clear my head. And uh, so I started getting ready for a walk. And Chris said, well, where are you going? Well, I'm going on a walk. I need a moment. So she's like, well, I'm coming with you. I'm like, no, it's fine. And she pushed through and, yeah, but I'm coming with you. All right. So she came with me, and, I expressed a lot of those feelings. And it wasn't just, hey, do you think we're okay? There was some tears. It was hard, to be completely honest. I mean, I broke down, thinking, I'm not leaving enough for you guys. I'm not, like, the girl's savings account is one thing I thought of immediately. I'm like, there's not enough in there. I don't have enough for you guys. And I'm like, I don't know. That was tough, thinking I'm not, I haven't done enough with the time that I've had. Um, so Carissa was a very good support during that time. Um, and kind of reassured me we're all right. We're in a good space, for right now, and everything we need we have, which is a blessing. But, um, right, you can always use more. And so we kind of broke through that, and I can't. That's my biggest memory, is just thinking about, um, what I need to do for my girls and Carissa, and how to leave them in the best possible, um, spot before I go. So, and Carissa may have a different memory of what went on, and I know there's other things we discussed. I mean, it's a normal, like, 5 minute walk that turned in probably a good hour of making it 10 feet and then breaking down again, uh, over something else. But I think that was really good for us to do. Kind of by the time we got home, I feel like a lot of concerns were addressed, and how we were going to overcome those. So that was hard. Um, the next hardest day that I can think of is with my oldest. Um, she was she comprehended more than I realized, and she had conversations with Carissa, um, that I wasn't aware of, about, like, so she has a friend that, had lost two brothers, and she just told Carissa that, at least she knows kind of what I'm going through, and, um, so that's nice to have someone that knows what's happening. And Carissa told me that, and that hurt. But the hardest part, and I mean, it's still, I might tear up on this part. So if I do, I apologize. Um, they were having, mother daughter moment, and Callie, my daughter, she's a very emotional girl, and she was crying, and Carissa's like, what is going on? Why are you having such a hard day? And she just told her, I mean, she's 9 at the time, maybe 10. She's 9. She was 9. And it was, she didn't know how to express kind of those feelings she's feeling. And she's crying and just says, I feel like I have a tornado inside me. Just with everything going on. And when I heard that hurt because as a parent, as a dad, you're supposed to be there, especially for your little girls. You're supposed to be able to protect them. But how do you do that? How do you do that in this situation? It's not something that you can just make go away. So that was really hard. Still is, because this diagnosis hasn't gone away, right? The outcome's still there. So it was difficult. And that was hard, all in a different way than being diagnosed, because I can't do what I need to do for her, right? I can't make her that pain go away. But I can make memories with her, and I can make the time that I have left the best possible, right? So that's what we've been doing. I think I said there's 3 different days that were really hard. This third day is completely on my own doing. It was very very soon after being diagnosed. I know Carissa went to work, and I can't remember if it was weekend or the girls went to school. But I remember, I'm like, today is not a good day. We just had these days that were not. I know Carissa's had them. I've had them. They come and go. It's like I said, this one was entirely my fault. I was laying in bed, did not want to get out of bed. It was one of those days I didn't want to do anything. And what I did was I ended up going to YouTube, and I guess the best way to do it is say it is musical therapy. Just finding songs that I thought were excuse me, still fighting that chest cold. Goodness. Finding songs that I thought were very pertinent to me and my family, and listening to those, making playlists. Oh my goodness, sorry. And I was able to find some that hit very close to home. And the one that, I mean, it was like exactly what we were going through. It's by Forrest Black, and it's called You Were Mine. And yeah, I'm listening to that, and it was very emotional, like being in the position I was. And it's basically, the chorus is "I was lucky you were mine," and it's talking about someone that was dear to him, and they left too soon, and yeah, it was that was hard, but that was my own doing. And I mean, the YouTube algorithm is great, because it went from one song to another, and I'm like, this sucks. And I'm sending them to Carissa. I ended up just making a YouTube playlist, and I still have it. We still listen to it. Of just songs that I feel like are about us, and that I dove into songs about me and my girls, and there are some good father-daughter songs, and they suck to listen to when you're in a position like this. But it is what it is. I feel like music kind of helps you express those emotions. I don't have a musical ability in my body, but can't keep rhythm. But I appreciate those that can and that share that talent with us. Um, but going back to the Forest Black, he has some good songs. If you are in an emotional time of your life, go listen to him. He has some very good songs, and one of them is talking about basically a father giving the daughter away for her wedding, and listening to it, I'm like, oh, this song's about Callie. And that's one of the things we were able to go do, or that I wanted to go do, and we had some people help set it up to go do basically the father-daughter dance for their wedding, um, and that was the song that I used for Callie's video for her wedding. So, but yeah, these were hard days, and they sucked. But there's always that kind of glimmer of hope of, you can rely on family, you can rely on God, and even in those hard days, when you rely on those things, it gets a little easier and makes it a little better. So I feel like there's something else I want to say, but I can't think of it right now. I want my girls to know how much I love them, and that even through the hard times, it's easy for me, at least. It's been easy to look at the bright side and kind of have a perspective shift into what is really important. And I think that's where we'll go in our next video, is that perspective shift. So thanks. Hope you all are having a wonderful day, but thanks for being here.